Welcome in building a professional Android mobile application backdoor attack for ethical hacking. I am Gasbawi Muhammad Al-Amin and I am your tutor in this course. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Gasbawi Muhammad Al-Amin and I am a developer for desktop and mobile application and embedded systems. I have master degree in information system and network, and now I am a cybersecurity researcher. You can connect with me using your Facebook. I also provide you my email for your question and my YouTube channel for more courses. Prerequisites needed to be successful in this course: basic computer skills, basic concepts in Android programming, a simple basic in oriented object programming, a willingness to learn and to be patient. In this course we'll be see building a mobile application. This application is a motivation codes for target site, hiding a malicious code inside this application, building a desktop application for hacker site, control the mobile application by a remote desktop application. The plain section course. In the first section we will build the desktop application for hacker site. In the second section we will build the mobile application for target site. In the last section we will test the project in the real device. Tools needed in this course: Android Studio to build the mobile application and NetBeans to build the desktop application. So how this malicious mobile application works? The communication between the mobile application and desktop application based in the socket. In this figure we have hacker host run the desktop application and request the data from the mobile target. The mobile target responds or reply the hacker by sending the data. Of course, after the target run the malicious application. The danger of this mobile application: the hacker can get information about device target, information about network device target, show a message text in the screen device target, get all lists contacts from device target, get all logs contacts from device target, get all SMS lists target, send an SMS into a specific number, call a specific number using a device target. The details mobile application working. As I told you, we try to get all personal information about the target after he installed this mobile application in his mobile phone using desktop application. For more understanding, I show you the sequence diagram. In the sequence diagram we have three actors: hacker host, target phone and other phone. The hacker host send the command into target phone. The target phone or the mobile application treats this command and do an action into other phone. This action may be an SMS or calling. In the same time, the target phone send response requests into hacker host. After the data reach into hacker host, I can save this data. So the communication between the desktop application and Android application based in the sockets. The sockets provide the communication mechanism between two computers using TCP/IP protocol. A client program creates a socket on its end of the communication and attempts to connect that socket to a server. So the following steps occur when we try to establish the communication between two computers based in the socket. First, the server initiates a server socket object, denoting which port number communication is to occur on. The server invokes the accept method of the server socket class. This method waits until a client connects to the server on the given port. Third, after the server is waiting, a client initiates a socket object specifying the server name and the port number to connect to. In the last, the constructor of the socket class attempts to connect the client to the specific server and the port number. In this figure shows the details communication between desktop application and Android application. So in the hacker host, we have a socket client with a specific port. And into target phone, a socket server accepts the connection of the client. After the command reach into target phone, the mobile application treats this command. In this step, the data is ready for sending into hacker hosts. By the same way, I send the data from target phone into hacker hosts. We have a socket client with other specific ports, and in hacker hosts we have a socket server accepts the connection from the target phone, and the target phone send the reply into hacker hosts. After that, we save data targets in host of the hacker. Significance of each command. So when I send the command info, the significance is get information about device target. When I send info -n, get information about network device target. When I send show, the show method show the text in device target. Example, show a text. I write the word show and next the word show the text. Contact, get list contacts from device target. Contact TLL, get all logs contacts from device target. SMS, get all SMS list targets. SMS-S, send an SMS into specific number. Example, SMS-S and the number, next the number, the text of or the body of SMS. Call a specific number by device target. Example, call and the number of other phone. Important note, this mobile application runs just in lower version platform Android 5.2 because in other platform Android like 6 and 7 the degree of security is higher. It needs in each time the client accepts the access into personal data. Hi guys, in this new section. In this video we are going to begin programming desktop application for hacker side. So first let's create like this frame. So I use NetBeans IDE. So let's create new project. The name of project Backdoor. hacker site. New Z-frame 4 backdoor. This file contains all images that we need to build this project. You will find this file in the resource below the video. So let's copy this image and pass it here. So let's drag label, properties, background, or icon, and select the image. Let's delete this text. I drag a text area and the button and text field. And the label. Right here, command. We need this text field to write a command, and this button, let's name it get result. Copy this to object and pass it here. IP target. Here we need the IP of the target. And help button. Let's make this text more bigger. Time New Romans and 18. The same thing for the command and text field of IP target. 14 Time New Romans and the same thing for this two button. So let's create a button to save the content of text area. Save data. "14 Time New Romans." here let's write IP address to avoid to write it in each time. This is the IP of the target for me. Let's preview the design. It's look good. We will continue in the next video. Hi friends! In the previous video, we created the first frame desktop application for hacker side. So in this video, we try to create a socket client to establish the connection between the desktop application and mobile application. So as I told you, the communication between desktop application and Android application based in the sockets. So first, let's create a socket client with a specific port into a hacker host, and we try to sending a command into target phone. So let's declare all the variable that we need. Static socket is add import. So this is the socket client, static server socket static input stream reader to receive the data that comes from mobile application, buffer buffer reader to read just one line that comes from mobile application, and a string msg we store in this variable all data that comes from mobile application. So I repeat, so the first line for a socket client, and the second line for a socket server, the third line to receive the data that comes from mobile application. I use this line to read just one line from mobile application, and msg variable to collect all the data that comes from mobile application. So get results, event, action performed. So S equals new socket clients in this moment. So here we need the IP address for the mobile application. I recuperate the address IP from this gtext field. So gtext field 2 get text, and here we specify the port number. So this is the port number, for example. Surround statements with try catch. Print writer. PW equals new print writer s dot get output stream. I use this line to transfer the data from socket client into socket server. PW dot write here we send the command. So I'll recuperate the command from this text field, the text field 1. I flashes the stream. And I close the print writer to avoid the conjunction, and at the same time I close the socket client. We will continue in the next video. Welcome back. In the previous video we created the block that allows us to send the data into target phone. In this video we try to build the block which allows us to receive the data from target phone. Before we start, here we need a thread. This thread stay always wake up ready for receiving the data. So let's do this. Let's come into main method, and here we create our thread. So try catch to avoid the exception. SS equals new server socket. This line means I receive the data that comes just from this port, from socket client. So here we need loop. Infinite loop. I accept the data that come from socket client. Input stream reader equals new input stream readers. Get input stream. Here I receive the data from the socket clients, but in this line I send the data into socket server. New buffer reader, and the input is input stream reader. msg equals here. Let's make this variable static. When read different -1 msg plus equals char tmp. So what I do in this loop, so the method read, as we see, reads a single character. The character read as an integer in the range of. So this method return -1 if there is no character. So after that, I convert this character into char character, as we see, and I make this line to separate the results command for each data. So I need just to write the result into getText area. Before I do it, let's make this a static to reach in this text area. getText area 1 set text getText area 1.getText. So here, before I insert the new text result, I keep the old text. We try to implement the methods of this two button after we test the communication between desktop application and mobile application. So in the next section, we began programming mobile application Android. Hi friends, in this new section, we are going to start building a mobile application. So in this video, we are try design like this activity. So let's do it. So first, I create new project from Android Studio. New project. The name of project Backdoor. Backdoor hacker site. I choose 4.1 because this is my smartphone Android version. Next, empty activity. Next, main activity. Okay, finish. So I stop recording the video after the project was ready. So this is the project. So we need these images. You will find these images in the resource below the video. Let's copy these files in the project file. Android Studio project. This is the project. Up. And pass it here. Refresh. So let's choose a background, text, background, so this is the background. So let's drag this text here. So now title bar, I drag a large text, motivation quotes, and make it blood. On medium text, and the small text here, the name of wisdom man. For example, I write this quotes here, and here, for example, Steve Jobs I make this text blood. I drag here the images which we need. Copy this images and pass it in drawable file. I drag image view. Let's make a background into this image view. Let's create new image view. Text. I change the style of smartphone, for example Nexus S. Drag image button. I create new vector asset. I choose this image. New vector asset. and this time I choose this image. Now title bar. So let's modify the manifest. Let's make this activity a full screen in manifest file. Theme here. Now action bar. Here let's create a new XML file. Name it button. So I copy this script and pass it here. As we see, radius 50 ASP and color is white. So background, an image view, background, drawable, button, and SRC, drawable, you see, left. So this is the result as you see. So the same thing for the other button. Image button here. Copy this to line. Pass it here. And here we need right. So I think it's look good. So we will continue in the next video. Hello friends! In the previous video we designed this activity. So now in this video we are going to switch between codes when I click in this two button. Other way we try to implement next and previous button. So let's go into main activity. I declare a table contains a text codes T equals So this is a table contains a text codes, and the same thing we create a table contains a man codes T1 and another table contains the images of man codes. So the first image is image 2, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Three, image 2 and image 4, Thomas Edison. And let's declare the text view. Txt name and txt codes import class image button btn next and btn preview. And image view. Txt name equals surcasting text view find view by id r dot text view 4 txt codes equals the same thing and text view 3 btn next equals image button find view by id r id and the name of button next image button 2. Copy this and paste it here and now btn preview. btn previews equals and image button the id image button btn next one set on click listener new on click listener I declare an integer variable, let's call it count. Now if count bigger or equals 0 and count less than 3, I increment the count variable and txt name set text txt name, so t1 count and txt codes set text, the quotes in T table variable, count, and image view set resource T2 and count. I declare this image img equals image view find view by id r dot id dot image view 2. What is the error? So make emg final else count equals 0. By the same way, I implement the previous button btn btn previous dot set on click listener new on click listener I copy this and pass it here, and now count minus minus. Now let's run the application. This is the result. Let's click in the next button. It works. Previews button. Hi friends! In this video we are going to begin programming a message sender class. So this class allows us to send data into desktop application, other way into a hacker site. By the way, I gave you an article contains an important definition, so you should see this article. So let's begin create this class. Left click, new Java class, message sender. Message sender extends asynchronous task. I gave you a definition of asynchronous task. What we meant about asynchronous task class. We need to implement do in background. Let's create a socket. Data output. Print writer. So we declare this variable outside of the in background method. string message equals the first parameter let's create new object socket. So the IP address of hacker site so this is the IP of desktop application and the port 7800. So let's surround by try catch. Parent writer equals new parent writer and the input is s.get output stream to send the data. pw.write and the input is the message. pw.flash flash is the stream and pw.close and we close the socket. Let's see what is the error. Here it is a booking word, so let's change it into capital V. We don't need this variable until now, so let's delete it. So this is a message sender and we will continue in the next video. Welcome back. In the previous video I didn't see this error, so let's correct it. We need the return of this method, so return null because we need just to send the data into desktop application. And in this video we will begin to program a thread. This thread allows the interaction between desktop application and mobile application. So let's create it. Thread empty thread equals new thread and the input is new my server thread, and we will try to build this class. And to start this thread we need start method. After that let's begin create the my server thread class my server thread implement renable because renable it is an interface. So we need to implement run method. So socket s and the server socket and input stream reader to receive data, input stream reader and buffered reader and string msg. So this variable to receive a message that's come from desktop application, and string str. So we need this variable to receive a text body message, and we need a handler class. We spoke what we meant about this class. Because we need this class to show message into screen phone target. We don't need to implement all this method. So let's change the library of this class. Android dot operation system dot handler. As we see, the error was gone. In the run method, let's accept the socket. After that, we receive the data into input stream readers equals new input stream readers s dot get input stream. After that, we need to read a line. So first, let's create a variable from buffered reader, and the input is input stream reader, and msg receive the line of buffered reader. So here, let's surround with try catch. So let's create array list string cmd equals get command, and the input is msg. So in the next video, we try to implement this method. So this method separates the command from the data. In the next video, we will explain how this method works. Hello guys, in the previous video we stopped here. So in this video we try to implement this method, but before we code it, let's explain to you how this method works. Explanation of get command method. Suppose I send this line into mobile application, call and the number phone. Get command receive this line and transform it into separate word table. Example: get command and the input is SMS-S, the number and the text message. So the result is a table contains a separate word in each case. So let's code this method. So array list, and this array list contains a string data, get command, and here string text, string s1 equals an empty data, array list string array equals new array list. And here return array for int t equals 0, t less than text dot length t plus plus. Let's make a condition if text dot char at t different empty s1 equals s1 plus text dot char at t. Else array dot add s1 and I initiate the s1. And lastly array dot add s1. Here I read character by character. If I find a space, I put this set of character in array table and I initialize the s1. Here we don't forget the last characters set. So this is the get command, and here we create switch and the input is cmd.get 0. So this is the command case call. If I receive a command call if cmd dot size bigger than 1, so make call method and the input is cmd.get1, the number. Here we need to verify the text that I received from desktop application. It should contain 2 words. The first word is call and the second word is the number. So I initialize the MSG and break. In the next video we will try to program the make call method. Welcome. In this video we try to make a make call method and we will test the application. So void make call and the input is a number string deal equals tell plus ampere. start activity, new, intent, and intent, action, call. URE dot parse and dial. Here we need to add the permission into manifest file, and permission of check. So when we invoke this line, automatically the permission add into manifest file. So how we will try to test the application. When I run the application in my smartphone, I get this error. So this is the error, null pointer exception, because I forgot to create a new server socket with a specific port. From this port I receive data from socket client. In addition, I need this block always repeat over the time. So let's create an infinite buckle while true and close the buckle here. Here this variable is not used. Here I forgot to put the accolade. We should add the access permission into internet, go into Android manifest, copy this and pass it here, and change permission dot internet. Seven 801 socket client and the socket server 7801. So let's test the application. I run the application in my smartphone. So this is the mobile application in my real device. Let's run the desktop application. The IP address of mobile application is 204. So call and the number, for example 2314. Get result. As we see, I call this number. Let's try new number 0987. Get result. As we see, I call this number. So we will continue the next time. Welcome back. In this video we are going to build send an SMS method. So let's begin. Void send SMS. This method has two inputs. The first input is the number and the second input is the text body message. SMS manager SMS manager equals SMS manager dot get default. SMS manager dot send text message. So the first input is the number and the second input is null and the third input the body text and the third input null and the fourth input we need just the number and the body text. So let's surround this block by try catch in case of exception. So let's call this method in switch block. Case if I receive SMS -s if CMD dot size bigger than 2 str equals an empty character. For I do this loop and after I explain what I put this loop, e less than cmd dot size e plus plus str equals str plus cmd dot get e plus empty character. After I collect all data, I call send SMS. The first input is cmd.get1 and the second input is str. After that, msg equals null and break. Let's delete this parenthesis. Case statement outside switch. So why I compare the size of CMD more than 2? Because the first is this word SMS and the second text is the number and the third text contains the text body SMS. In this loop I collect all text word in the single string variable. and after that I send SMS into this number, and the body text is str variable. Here we don't forget to add send SMS permission into Android manifest file. So copy this and pass it here, and permission dot send SMS. We will continue in the next video. Hi, in this video we are going to create a method which show into hacker site or send the data into desktop application important data about the mobile phone target. So let's begin. Create it. Void get info mobile. So this method returns a string data. Return, or I pass it here. I delete this word because this is a function, not a procedure. Let's import the library. Import class. So this method gives us an information about the device, the model and the board, and the bootloader version, and the brand, and the information about hardware. So let's call this method into switch case. So here case info. So here we need to call message sender class, which this class extends from asynchronous task. In this case we need to send data into desktop application. So let's call a message sender equals new message sender, and message sender dot execute, and execute this method which return a string character. So I send into desktop application this string character. Get info mobile. In the next video we try to create a method which gives us an information about network, other way about GSM. Welcome. In this video we try to create a method which gives us information about network mobile. So let's create it. String get info mobile, and this method doesn't have an input. Telephone manager equals surcast telephone manager get system service context dot telephone manager or telephone service. Return all this thing. get info. This two methods has the same name. I forgot network mobile. So this method gives us information about IMEI number and serial number and network country ISO and SIM operation name. So let's call this method in switch case. Here I forget MSG equals null and break to go outside from this block after the application executes this instruction. So copy this, pass it here, and network tiering and I execute get info network mobile. Hi guys, in this video we try to create a block which allows us to show a text message into screen phone target. So here we don't need to create a method, so let's create it directly into switch block case show if the application receive this command. I do first I test the data that comes from the desktop application. It should be more than 1 because the first case is the command and the second case is the text message. If cmd dot size bigger than 1, here we need to collect the text message into single one variable string, copy and pass it here, and here begin from 1 because the 0 and this represent the show text. After that here we need handle class to show a text message, new renewable, and here toast dot make text get application context and the str and the length of toast dot show, and here semicolon. We don't forget to break from the switch block after the application did this instruction, and msg equals null. Here we don't forgot to initiate str variable, so in each time I initiate str variable. In addition, into Android manifest we need permission call state to deal with the network mobile. Copy this, pass it here, and here read phone state. So into message sender we don't forget to put the IP of desktop application, and this is the port. So here we have a socket client, the port 7800, and in desktop application we should the socket server has the same port 7800, and the IP of desktop application is and this is the IP of my desktop application. So let's run the application in my real device. I launch the application in my real device and I run the desktop application. So let's test what we code. For example, show I am a hacker, and here we put the IP of my mobile phone. So get a result. As we see, I show a message into mobile application. For example, let's show a new message. This is a test. Got a result. So this is the result as we see. Let's get information about, not here, here, info. Let's get information about mobile phone. Got a result. So this is the information about mobile phone. Information about network. So this is the data that comes me from mobile application. Please don't hack me. This course for educational purpose. Get SIM operation name and network country and serial number as we see, and EMEI number. So as I told you, please, this course for educational purpose. So we will continue in the next video. Hi friends, in this video we try to create a get contacts method. This method allows us to get all contacts targets. So let's begin program this method. String get contact let's create a contact variable equals /n and here return contact let's create a cursor to store all the contacts in the cursor C equals get content resolver dot query, and the input is contacts contract dot common data kind dot phone dot content URI, and the second input is null and the third input is null and null, and contacts contracts dot contacts dot display name. So this is the method to get all contacts in C variable. So let's copy this data into contact string variable, while c dot move to next, contact receive contact plus concatenation name plus c dot get string, and the input is c dot get column index, and the input is contacts contract dot common data kinds dot phone dot display name plus number plus, let's copy this and pass it here and change this into number plus slash n. After while loop, close the cursor. Let's call this method into switch block. Copy this and pass it here, and when I receive contact command, and here message sender dot execute get contact. So this block to send the list contacts into desktop application. We will continue in the next video. Welcome back. In this video we try to create get SMS method. Through this method we can get all SMS target. So let's begin. Create this method. So the same thing, this method return a string get SMS. Let's create a string SMS equals /n, and here return SMS. So the same thing, we need the cursor C equals get content resolved dot query, and here URE dot parse, and here content SMS inbox, and here null, don't need all this thing, we need just the number and the body text, and here null, here parenthesis, and delete this parenthesis, we need a loop to store the data into SMS string variable, while c dot move to next, SMS equals SMS plus or concatenation number plus c dot get string and c dot get column index or throw, here address, plus body or slash and body, the body message text, plus all this, and here body plus slash n and semicolon. Close the cursor and let's call this method into switch block, and here contact TDL. When the application receive this command, do this block, get SMS here. In the next video, we try to recuperate all logs contacts. In addition, we try to test what we program. Hello friends! In this video, we try to create a method which allows us to get all logs contacts. So I copy this method here because it is very long. After that, I explain what this method does. I import this library and date library and simple date format, and here we need add permission read call logs into manifest file, as we see. This is the method. So here we need a permission into manifest file. After that, the same thing, we need a cursor, and here what is the data of this logs. So I get the number into integer variable, get column index, the index of the column, and here the type of the call, and here the date, and here duration. So the first line that appears into hacker side, this line call details, and here we need a cursor to store the data into string variable, as we see. So here cursor manager dot get string and the index of the column, as we see. So this variable receive the index of each column. Call type, the same thing. In this two line, we try to convert the date like this model: day and month and year and hour and minute. And here we need a formatter to attribute this model into call day type. After that, call duration. So the duration is here, the column of duration. After that, we test the call type. So the call type is an integer value. This is the call type. Receive the type of call, and the content is the number. Through this number I test, is this call outgoing or incoming or missed. We attribute the result into dir variable. The dir variable is a string. After that, we store all this in SB. SB is string buffer. So line by line, the phone number and call type and call date and call duration in second, we separate each logs with this line. After that, we close the cursor and return this string because the method return a string. So let's call this method into switch block. And here SMS L get the name of method is get call details. We don't forget the application can read the contact and can read the SMS. So we need a permission into Android manifest. We don't forget to declare this permission. Read contact and read SMS. Hi guys, in this video we try to change the icon and the name of the mobile application. So let's copy the icon. We will find this file below the video. Copy. And go into resources. In this file, paste this icon. So this is the icon. Go into Android manifest and in Android icon here put the name of the icon. So type Control and left click to change the name of the application. For example, motivation codes. Here before I test the application, let's review what we did in switch block, because in the previous video I confused between the methods. So here, if I receive call command, I make call into this number. If I receive this command SMS-S, I send an SMS into this number with this text string. If I receive info command, get info mobile, info-n, information about the network of the mobile. If I receive contact command, I send into desktop application, get contact. If I receive, or if the application receive contact-n, I send into desktop application, get call details. The same thing for the SMS-L. I send get SMS, all SMS of the target. And here to show a string message text into screen phone target. we don't forget to declare all this permission. So let's run the application. Okay. I launch the application in my real device. So let's run the desktop application. Let's verify what we code. So contact. So let's see the results. The IP of my smartphone is 204. So as we see, this is all contacts I have in my phone. So let's try contact TLN. As we see here, I recuperate all logs. Let's try SMS TLN. So as we see, I recuperate all SMS that I have. Let's verify the icon and the name of the mobile application. So as we see, we change the icon. In the same time we change the name of the mobile application. In the next time we try to implement the save text button for the desktop application. Hello friends, in this new section we finished about the mobile application, and now we return into desktop application and we try to implement save data button. So this button save the content of text area into text file. So let's begin program this button. Double click. We need gfile chooser. Chooser equals new gfile chooser. Through the chooser we choose the path of text file. Chooser dot set file selection set file selection mode gfile chooser dot directory only int x equals chooser dot show save dialog, and the input is this. Let's create a string path variable. After that, a condition if x equals gfile chooser dot approve option path receive chooser dot get selected file dot get path. Let's create object dot simple date format SDF equals new simple date format and the type is day, month, year, hour, minute, and the type here AM or PM. After that, let's create a buffer. Buffered writer b equals new buffered writer new file writer and the file is path plus the name of text file is backdoor data. After that, the current date, after that the extension .txt, surround statements with try catch, let's put all the code in try catch, an exception case. After that, b.write, and the input is the content of text area, the text area dot get text, and finally we close the buffer. So let's test what we code. I write to text, save data. So this is the file chooser. I choose the destination desktop. Here I made a mistake. Delete this slash. So let's test again. Save data. The destination is desktop. Save. Let's see the result. So this is the file, backdoor data. After this word we have the current date and the extension is txt. So let's see the content. As you see, this is the content. We will continue in the next video. Welcome back. In this video we try to implement the help button, but before we do it, let's make the content of this text more bigger. Properties, let's make it, for example, 15. And the same thing for this to text field. I think 14 is enough. So double click in help button. Before we code here, let's create new G-frame. Help. Drag label and text area. Let's name it all valuable commands. "14 time new romance and blood." "14 okay. G-frame event window opened. Past so let's run to help G-frame. Here we code in mobile application SMS TRL. So let's make the content more bigger. I think it looks good. So return into help button, and here let's create new object help each equals new help. After that h dot set visible true. So default close operation do nothing. So let's run the application. Help, as we see, this is the help. One eye close. Here change it into hide. Help, as we see, when I close help frame, the program stay. So here let's make a title for this frame, backdoor, and the same thing for help frame, and here help. In the next video we try to test all the projects and what we coded in the previous videos.